Hey everyone, how are you? Today I'm going to bring you my third place Dragon Ball Super Fest side event U7 Gohan deck profile. A lot of words. Let's just get right into it. So first of all, you can see the whole deck here, so if you just want to check out a Gohan deck and get it out of here, go for it. But I guess I'll go over what my experiences with the deck were, what I would change going forward, and then just, I guess, its place in the meta in general, because it is quite a cool and strong deck, especially if your early turns go well. So, U7 Gohan has, like launch, has a auto when you use a card in the combo, you get to draw one. However, Sun Gohan specifies it has to be a Universe 7 card, so when you use a U7 card in a combo, you get to draw one. Awaken, when your life's at 4 or less, or you have a red unison with specified cost of 2 in play, you get to draw one, untap one, and then add cards from your life to your hand until you have 5 left. So, basically, Awaken turn 2, which is quite strong. I'm about to sneeze. Bless me. Whew. Sorry about that. Alright, to continue. Once we awaken, same order on the backside. When you combo with U7, you get draw one. Spirit Boost, so you can remove a marker from your unison. When you combo with a skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2, a red skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2, you get an extra 6k combo power, which is pretty cool. And auto, once per turn, when one of your red unison cards with specified cost of 2 Unison leaves the Unison area, you get to play a skillless battle card from your drop. That's the leader, but how do we abuse this and really gain a lot of advantage? So the main way that this deck gets to abuse this is this Gohan. So this Gohan basically says when you combo with a mono red skillless battle card, you get to draw one. So when you combo with a mono red, once per turn, when you combo with a mono red skillless battle card, you get draw one off Gohan and draw one off later. So you get draw one off each Gohan. So you go +1 in hand, and then you can do that on both on your turn and your opponent's turn. So that's how this deck gets advantage and goes plus. Also has a second order. When you play it, you get a look at top 5, add a red unison with a specified cost of 2, or a red U7 with the energy cost of 4 or less. So that's the main way that the deck goes plus. So to obviously go with this skills engine, we have 8 skillless battle cards. Hold on, I will do this to see if it makes things a bit easier for me to sort out, kind of. So yeah, we've got the 8 skillless battle cards right next to each other here. Then we have 2 of this Android 17 and 4 of this Android 18, which basically, they're there for the same order. So if your leader card is a mono red U7 card, and you only have this card and one red skillless card in your combo area, when this card is used in a combo, you get to draw one. So basically, if you have a skillless battle card, so you combo with a skillless battle card, draw one off Gohan, draw one off leader, combo with Android 18, you get to draw one off Android 18. So it's 10k combo power, and you go +1 in hand, which is a lot of pressure. So very, very good combo pieces, I suppose. However, I guess I'll go over your turn 2 plan. So I'll show off our unison. So it's just the Piccolo Stand of King unison. So stupid order, when your opponent activates a counter skill, you get a KO of 15k or less. Activate main, draw one, -2. We don't use it too much, but you choose one of your battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less, and then your opponent KOs all their battle cards with an energy cost of less than that. So we don't have too many strong battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less. Our best is our skilllesses, but that's right, we don't need to focus on that too much. It's mainly the order and the +1. But anyway, so your generic turn 1 is you really want to get this Gohan down. If you get this Gohan down on turn 1 and it lives to your turn 2, that's basically like as much advantage as you need from this Gohan. And then later on in the game, if you have it out, it's great. If you don't have it out, it is what it is. So yeah, this Gohan is your turn 1. You play it turn 1. Turn 2, you play Unison. You swing with leader. Combo with the skillless, draw one off Gohan, draw a second off Gohan, then draw one off Awaken, and then take life up to 5, and then you Awaken, and then you combo with a 17 or an 18, draw one off leader, draw one off 17 or 18. So you got to go +1 in hand again, which is just a lot of value. So just like put the numbers down. So if you went first and you play the Gohan, you'd still have you'll charge one, so you'll have 5 cards in hand, play the Gohan, still have 5 cards in hand because it replaces itself. They swing with something, you can combo with a skillless, so you go up to 6 cards in hand, and you'll stay on 8 life. Then in your next turn, you draw a charge to 6 cards in hand, swing with leader, Combo with a skill, so go +1, so you go to 7. Awaken, which is a plus. Sorry, you play the Unison, which goes even. So you're on 7 cards after you combo with Skillless. Then you Awaken, which is take 3 life and draw 1, which is +4. So now go to 11 cards in hand. And then you go to the other side and you combo with an 18 or a 17, which is another +1. So you go to 12 cards in hand on turn 2. When you're going first, which is a massive hand size at that point in the game. And then you have another energy open to play either offensively or defensively. There's not too much you can do offensively with that energy. You can play, for example, like an Android 17 if you have enough cards in the drop, which would be kind of rare at this point. But yeah, so that's the deck. That's your early turns. Then like the other battle cards we have in this deck. So you have your Unison package, which is your Yamcha, and then your new ruler. Then we've got our U7 package, which consists of 4 of this Android 17, which this limit 1 you generally get off by turn 3. But I guess this is more of like a turn 4 or turn 5 play just to apply some double strike pressure, because this deck didn't really have too much pressure outside. You have SSB Vegeta Universal Survival for barrier removal, for crit pressure, just for board removal in general. It's quite good. But then the main bit of pressure that we have in the in the deck is Son Goku Divine Presence. So when this card attacks, add up to 1 red skillless battle card from your deck to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. This card gets 5k power for the turn. So when it attacks, you go +1 in hand. Activate battle. If you have 3 or more energy and you have 2 or more red battle cards in your combo area, play this card from your hand. Then choose one of your mono red cards and it gets 5k power for the turn. So basically this becomes a 30k dual attacker on the turn you play it, and then each turn after that it's a 25k dual attacker, which goes +1 in hand. That's basically everything in the deck. So the cards I haven't talked about is we have our 1 Champa, as we'll always have a Champa. This Unison was mainly just in there for yellow. It's quite a strong Unison. It's for 2 energy. Later in the game, you can end up with like a 20k triple attack Unison that replaces itself on play, which is pretty cool. Nothing too fancy about it, but mainly for yellow, as it kind of goes through a post, it's quite strong. Then moving on, we have our 1 copy of We Are Units for 7. I'll take this card out of the deck. I didn't play it once. I think I started it out every game. We've got our Negates, which was 3 testing the opposition and 2 King Vegeta imposing presence. I've got more Negates on the side as well. And then we have our 4 super combos. I believe this is the best super combo for the deck because you can use it as soon as you awaken, and it's a U7 tag, which helps get this Android 17 off the ground earlier. And you've got this SSB Vegeta as well, which when you Spirit Boost with your leader to get an extra 6k combo power, you can play this from your hand for free. But the main reason that I want the U7 tag for my super combo, because you can get it off 17, you can get it off Gohan, but the main reason is this Son Goku Ultra Mastery. So you activate main for 4 red. If there are 10 or more U7 cards in your drop area, play this card from your hand, then choose all your opponent's battle cards and get -35k power for the turn, and you can't play non-red battle cards for the turn. So the premise of this deck and why I decided to go for U7 Gohan over U7 Goku is I wanted to be able to pull off the Ultra Mastery into SS4 Broly as consistently as possible. And I initially thought that this deck should have enough U7s with all the U7s that, like all the skillless U7s that you're comboing, to be able to consistently get this Ultra Mastery play off. And it was a lot harder than I thought it was initially. I definitely underestimated how many U7 cards I have in my drop. Would probably need to up the count to like 10 skilllesses and 7 of these if I wanted to get this play off a bit more consistently. But Ultra Mastery is such a strong card because it also has the auto once per turn, sparking 20. When this card attacks, your opponent reveals their hand, choose up to 1 card with an energy cost of 7 or less from it, and discard it. So definitely a very strong card. And the reason we wanted to play this was so we could play SS4 Broly the Great Destroyer, which is, in my opinion, the best secret in the game besides Baby Hatch once it's played. Like, once it's hit the field, it is such an insane card. So, you choose 1 Mono Red Saiyan with the original power of 35k power in your battle area and place it in Sona's drop. And you get play this card from your hand, then choose one of your Mono Red leaders and it gets 10k power until the start of your next turn, so it's a 25k leader. And in this deck, your leader picking a 25k leader basically means they're never getting through because you have King Vegeta imposing presence, which essentially makes your leader a 30k leader. And then the permanent of this Broly, all cards in your opponent's leader area, battle area, and combo area get -5k power and combo power for the turn. So because all their cards get, it doesn't say unisons, which is kind of iffy, but it basically means your leader is a 35k throughout like your entire next turn, just with like this deck, and then the amount of combo power this deck has as well, you're basically just not taking any damage for the entire turn after you play SS4 Broly. But it also means they have 0 combo power, because like their entire combo power gets a -5, so their decks just kind of die, which is why this card is so ridiculous, and it's like one of the best cards in the game once it gets played. So that's the reason I play this deck. Now I'm going to go very quickly over the sideboard, and then I'll go over my matches and how the deck performed. So this Bardock was because I didn't want to lose to any Sin players, because I don't think Sin's a good deck, and I want to be able to beat any single Sin player I ever see. This, in comparison, with Realm of the Gods, Ultra Instinct, and this Son Goku Ultra Mastery, all give you enough ways to answer that deck, so it shouldn't be a problem. Broly Crown Retribution is for blue and for yellow, just to be able to grind out longer games and remove like super combos and stuff like that when need be. Violent Rays, a no-brainer. Wolfang Fist is kind of get like for King Piccolo and stuff like that, so I can protect my units a bit better. Koitsukai for King Piccolo for yellow. Vegeta Resolve for New is mainly for yellow, and then I guess like other decks that could be running floodgates that I need to negate. And then probably the MVP of the sideboard was Strategies of U7. It means once I play my Gohan, it's very hard for them to kill. Once I play my Ultra Mastery, it's hard for them to kill. My Divine Presence and my SSB Vegeta. It just basically makes it harder for them to answer my board, which is, I really like Strategies of U7 for that reason. But I guess going over the event, so I played 5 rounds in total, so it was a 5-round event. I went 4 wins, 1 loss. So I won round 1 against one of my mates, Jacob, who I was staying with. He was playing Trunks Vegeta. I honestly don't remember exactly how that game went, because it was nearly 2 weeks ago that the side event happened. But it was definitely a close game. I managed to inch it out in the end. Didn't get a turn on Gohan and didn't play my secret. Game 2, didn't get a turn on Gohan. I was playing against Cooler Mill. I don't think my opponent 100% knew what to do in the matchup. There was a couple of mistakes that they made and just like forgot triggers on the Jiren units and stuff like that, which made it so my deck was a lot bigger, so I could kind of just like swing and win that way, which was pretty cool. Round 3, I paired against the SS4 Prismatic deck, which was surprisingly close. I was truly surprised with how close it was. Once again, I didn't get my Gohan on 1, so I had a lot sorry, I had a lot less of a hand than I realistically should if I saw my Gohan on 1, because I guess I was playing catch up from that point forward, because seeing Gohan on 1 basically like ups your hand size turn 2, turn 3 by like 3 or 4 cards, which ends up being a lot. So not seeing Gohan was a shame. I ended up winning through being SS4 Vermilion Saiyan by attacking twice with Ultra Mastery, and figuring out exactly how much combo power in the hand, so I could do the math to just win the game there and then. Unfortunately, that was the only game that I was close to playing my secret rare. I just, however, didn't have, like, I swung with my Ultra Mastery, and I super comboed and I drew into it, but then they couldn't out combo my swing with Ultra Mastery, so I won the game there and then. I will just quickly mention, because this is a good point to mention, as I have now remembered. I didn't run 4 backward of Universe 7 Son Goku, because this was a very last minute decision, and so I could only have access to 2 of these, so I had to play 2 Raditz as well. Looking back at it, it probably should have just been 2 Freezers, so I still have the U7 tag, but it is what it is. Honestly, this card could probably be Freezer. With the amount, how quickly you're filling up your drop, this card could just be the Freezer Super Combo. There's barely any difference between the two. If I'm being entirely honest, I guess just whichever ones you would have in foil. So that round 3 was really close. We were in time, and I was just like, I knew I had game. I was just really trying to push through, so I didn't lose to the time rules in time, which was a bit nerve-wracking. Game 4, I played against King Piccolo. I probably drew, King Piccolo is a rough matchup, because this U7 Gohan deck is good, but it probably is the red deck that loses to other red decks the most. It's what I'm going to say, but I barely play this deck, honestly, so I don't know how true that is. But it was a rough matchup. My deck drew my turn 3 play. I didn't play anything on turn 1, didn't play anything on turn 2. Turn 3, I tapped 3 energy for an Android 17. So that was how bad that went. So that kind of was a bit of a shame. And then game 4, I played round 5, I played against U7 Goku, and just my superior hand size basically won me that game. Even though like Gohan is wasn't on field because I just able to clear it consistently. That doesn't really matter when you're looking at like being actually able to protect this Piccolo unison. So that's +1 cards a turn, which is they're getting +1 cards a turn as well. This Goku like going even and applying so much goddamn pressure, it's ridiculous. As well as just being able to like out combo their Android 17's attack by just comboing something, and then just not losing any value whatsoever. Yes, I don't draw cards, but I'm also just when I out combo stuff, I'm not losing cards in hand. So all in all, it's a pretty big advantage at the end of the day. But that's basically the deck. Going, if I was to play this deck again, We Are U7 would just come right out. I think it's pretty bad. This U7 probably jump straight to the side, chuck in a couple more skillless guys, so the skillless guys are a bit more prevalent. Sideboard would stay relatively similar, and it's just like Violent Rays can come in for imposing presence and stuff like that. But honestly, it's a pretty cool deck. I really enjoyed playing it. I did also borrow some Divine Presences because I don't own 4. I sold some of mine because I was getting a bit poor a while back, so I sold some of mine. So I won't be playing this deck again for a long time just because I don't have the Divine Presences. But if I could, I would play this deck again relatively soon. But anyway, if you have any questions, queries, comments, suggestions, feedback, let me know down below. I really enjoyed making these videos for you guys. Sorry it's been such a long time. I do have some cool things coming up, hopefully. Just need to get around to 100% organizing them, but hopefully I'll get another video out to you guys within the next couple days after this one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.